Welcome to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura, and I'm going to do a general message for Pisces, but know that energy is fluid, so roles could be reversed, flip it, switch it, twist it. Just interpret the message as it best resonates for you, but know because energy is fluid and there is no such thing as time in the spiritual realm, I could be telling you something that did happen, is about to happen, or will happen. Now, if it already did happen, it's not really a waste. It's for us to really look and see how whatever it is that transpired is affecting your situation in the present moment or how it will affect your situation in the future. This is very helpful, especially with the type of readings that this channel does. On this channel, for those of you that are new to the channel, it's important to know that this is a soul healing channel, which I look at the psychological and the emotional blocks, which are your spiritual wounds. Your spiritual wounds reflect out and manifest out as psychological reversals, where we tend to get in our own way. We create blocks to health, wealth, and all around emotional fulfillment. So we see karmic themes play out within our relationships, and the karmic theme can keep us stuck in victimization, betrayal, shame. And a lot of times we have that karmic block from a past life situation, and a past life situation could be just the family that you grew up in, your ancestors, what was going on within your community. Our blocks come from experiences that we have lived through that have made us feel limited. So that energy creates a shadow, they say, and the shadow parts of ourself are the parts of ourself that are unconscious. We're not conscious of them. So sabotaging behaviors come out through our habits, through the words that we use, through our everyday choices. If we're coming from a place of lack and limitation. Why, again, this is important is because I don't want to just talk about what happens in your situation, what's going to happen. Everybody wants to know, will that special someone stay in my life? Will that person come back in my life? What's going to happen within my relationship? What's going to happen within my work? Will I get that job opportunity? Everybody wants to know those things. But the problem is that a lot of times we can get the job, but then we can't keep it. We get the relationship, but then the relationship ends badly and quickly. And then what happens is there's a sense of not trusting oneself. So I hope on this channel that when people come to it, they're not just seeing what's going to happen, because I am going to say what's going to happen, but you inevitably predict your own future, or should learn how to predict your own future by what it is that you're going to do, right? Again, wherever you put your energy, that's what's going to amplify within your life. That's what's going to manifest within your life. And we always set out to do and have greater experiences. So again, it's all about integrating these shadow aspects of self. And that's what this channel is about. I just wanted to put that out there because the first part of the reading is all going to be about that. And then we're going to go into the actual reading, because then we're going to be able to see why your person acts the way that they do, why you get triggered the way that you do, and what you need to do to create balance within your relationship, how to break a karmic contract, how to break a karmic cycle, how to turn that spiritual wound into a spiritual gift, because we all are our own healers. And I can be the conduit for spirit to speak to you, but you inevitably have to do the work. And so it all starts here. Now, if you're new to the channel, anything that you want to know about the channel, you can find in the description box. You can also find all about all my subscriptions, how to find me on my social media, my other YouTube channels, and my giveaway for the day. So today the giveaway will be, you will have to like the channel though, You will have to subscribe to the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and write the word healer in your comment box if you want to win a free psychic reading with me. All psychic readings are done live. If you write the word healer in your comment bar, and then you'll have to wait to see whether or not I wrote winner underneath your comment. And if I did, then just reach out to me at pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com. Again, that's pureenergyhealer70@gmail.com. All readings that are won are live streamed. And it's because I do everything by spiritual law, and spiritual law benefits everyone that's involved. So it's not just the person that wins the reading and not just me that gets the exposure or gets other people to join my channel because they resonate with the reading, but any person that comes along and finds the video on or off YouTube, right? That finds the video and then resonates with it, it'll help them, it'll help heal them. And it's a way that the universe works, because the universe always brings us what we need. However, sometimes it brings us what we need in a toxic relationship or a difficult situation. It doesn't bring us what we need per se in a what we really desire, like that romance of a lifetime. A lot of times it could be what we think is a romance of a lifetime, but again, winds up being a karmic connection. So it's to understand that when we're talking about the soul and we're talking about healing, we're talking about evolving our character, moving our consciousness into a higher state of consciousness, which is moving into a higher state of consciousness of love, shifting out of fear, because fear is the root to what creates sabotaging behavior, what creates a soul wound. Okay. Now, again, this message is for Pisces. Just wanted to say again, and we're going to look at the overall spiritual energy first. I'm going to start with using the Psychic Soul Healer deck. This is my deck, and it comes with a oracle system, and you can find, again, the link to purchase the system down in the description box. All right. First card out is Promethean Fire. So that's passion. That's the energy that stirs up inside of us. It also could be seen as fire, like it's seen as fiery, but it could be seen as like passion, or almost like a passion that I'm feeling though here is almost like an angry passion. An angry passion, like you're connected to someone, Pisces, that I feel like has this is obsessive. They're obsessive, because Promethean fire is normally that energy that stirs up inside of you when you have a passion for whatever that you're doing that you love. So if you're a singer, if you're an artist, if you're a world speaker, whatever it is, you can be a plumber, a mechanic, it's whatever you love that's stirring that passion up inside of you. But I'm just feeling, however, that Pisces, either you or your person, is like there is that passion there, but there's also a frustration there. There's also like an anger there. There's also like a hurt there, because someone is replaying in their mind stories of how they believe that things should be. A lot of times when people are in relationships and they're not communicating, what happens is, and they know on a deep level that they've done something wrong, or they feel guilty about it, or they might even feel like they're not guilty. Maybe they feel the other person's guilty. But there's a spiritual connection of love, right? And that spiritual connection of love is unconditional, that we have with our soulmate twin flame relationships. However, there's again a cognitive dissonance, which is, I also don't like this person. This person is making me angry. This person is making me feel uncomfortable. This person is making me, and that's the energy that I'm feeling with this Promethean fire, where normally Promethean fire, I feel like, yeah, passionate and creative, but that's not the energy that I'm feeling. So there's, again, somebody is connected to someone that is blocked when it comes to being able to speak their truth, and because they're constrained. So like, and part of that is because I'm feeling that partially they're constrained because that's them. They're emotionally not intelligent, so they don't feel comfortable in expressing themselves. They feel weak to be able to express themselves. They don't want to seem vulnerable. They have intimacy issues, which is trust issues, which is when a person gets really close, they form a bond. And then unconsciously, they're afraid that that person's going to hurt them. So I feel, Pisces, that you're connected to someone that likes to manipulate things. They like to manipulate and keep you constrained, keep you confined in your mind, because again, there's a spiritual connection and it's happening in the 3D mostly, because I don't feel your person coming to you. I don't feel them being in a relationship with you, but there's still an energetic tie, again, and which would be called a psychic cord. And it's a combination of astral energy and emotional energy. And it's when someone's continually thinking about someone, obsessive behavior, and there's a lot of emotional energy, which Promethean fire is that emotional energy, which is keeping that person like almost as if you two are bonded together. But for whatever reason, I feel like your person is constrained within their environment, or they feel as if they're constrained in their environment, or constrained where they can't come towards you, distracted, checking out of reality, suffering from overwhelm. And so again, they are not good with their emotions. So I feel as if there's addictive behavior. I feel as if your person is, you may not feel them, meaning you have a spiritual connection with them, because there is a heart and mind and spirit connection that happens in the 3D. Your person isn't really grounding themselves to come towards you, and I don't feel as if you're going towards them either, Pisces. So there's a sense that your person feels stuck because they have to do something different. And ironically that I said that, literally the card underneath Promethean fire was stuck, and that's exactly what I felt. I felt like your person was stuck in the fact that they're used to doing things a certain way, right? They're used to being able to get what they want, perhaps. So and you're giving them a hard time. So, because again, you're not playing the game by their rules. And so, and there's all this emotion and feelings where the person definitely feels, again, that there's a oneness, where again, they know that you're their soulmate twin flame. I think that the emotion really scares them a lot, to the point where they need to release like attentive and repressed nature, which is, they were repressed. They weren't allowed to express their emotions, their feelings. And then, because of that, there's a sense of, them not trusting themselves, and really like when they do feel as if they have to express themselves, they act mean. So I feel like you and your person are in separation, obviously, which is why there's all this emotional buildup of why your person feels stuck. And the distraction is the fact that I feel that they're drinking, or I feel like they're doing some substance to distract them, because emotionally you can only shut off your feelings for so long, especially when it's unconditional love, when it's soulmate twin flame and there's unconditional love for each other. You can't shut it off. You feel as if you're one with this person. So your person feels as if they're one with you, and it scares them because they are revisiting a wound they've never, which is again, surrounds their heart. It surrounds relationships. And so instead of them being nice and getting what they want, they have a psychological reversal where instead of being nice to you and bringing you closer, they're not nice. They're cruel. They're mean to you. And it almost as if they wanted you to beg them or chase after them, or so that you would settle for less than you deserve so that they could be comfortable. And so they really need to release like trying to like control everything, and then all that repressed negative energy around relationships. The only way to release that, which you don't really release it, you integrate that energy, is through doing something else, which is to find balance within a relationship, which obviously your person needs to heal that. Now let's see what triggers your person. Let's look at see what triggers your person. Wanted to make sure that I was using the right deck. Okay, because I wanted to use my trigger deck. And I want to say, let's see how your person gets triggered. Past. I had a hard time letting go of the past and fears associated with it. So the manifestation in chaos in relationships, which is like what I said, they sabotage the relationship, and they sabotage it by being mean, by again being ice cold, by just offering breadcrumbs and expecting you to do most of the work, so that they don't have to, so that they can stay actually confined and constrained, because there's a sense of safety that they feel. But they're stuck in the past, and the relationship triggers them, which is what I said before I pulled the card in actuality. Let's see what else. How else? X factor. I feel that there is still an emotional connection between you and your ex that triggers me. So I feel, actually, Pisces, you feel this about your person. I feel as if you feel as if they're, and understand that could actually be mirroring energy I'm feeling, because your person's not healed. So they look at things through, again, their perception, but they're not somebody that has been, I don't like faithful, consistent. I feel like someone that has shown you consistency and safety, where they've been in your life on a weekly or daily basis to give you the emotional support that you need. So in that, you assume that they're connected to someone else, possibly because you see that person is bossing them around, or you see that person is giving them what they want, or it might be perceived as they're getting what they want, the person that once was connected to them. Because I feel like some of you are connected to people that have children with somebody else. So you see a lot of manipulating. What you see is somebody that knows how to deal with your person. And your person doesn't like confrontation. Your person also knows that there's consequences at this point, because their ex is very angry, and very angry with them, possibly because they're detached and they emotionally can't give to anyone. So now they're coming into a relationship with you, trying to do the same thing, only it didn't work. What worked with their ex wife or their ex-girlfriend, however, they're not with their ex-girlfriend or ex baby mama, and the reason why is because of the same spiritual issues. So what you're seeing, Pisces, is not so much that this person is whipped by somebody else. It's that after a while, your person doesn't want to hear it, doesn't want to be controlled by the other person. It's just easier to do what their ex wants them to do. With you, you haven't trained them. We train a person through how much we give. And what this says is, in the beginning, when your person, like when you could train a relationship, and you train a person through how you treat yourself, really. It's like, that's how I say it. It's not that it's the way you condition a person. How we treat people is a habit, is what I'm getting at. So unless you teach a person how you want to be treated, and that takes training, especially if the person doesn't treat themselves right. If a person's not on the same vibration, which your person wouldn't be on the same vibration because they're very selfish, then they don't look at anyone else's feelings aside from their own, because they're in a place of fear. And when we're in a place of fear, we're in survival mode, which is why your person tends to sabotage relationships. What they do is they act mean. They are not flexible. They act like they don't care. They give less. They deal with their relationship the way that you would deal with a business transaction, which is cold, hard logic. So they're not connected to an ex-partner. I feel like your person feels, because you are not running after them, that there must be someone else. That's why it came up for them. But that's only because that's what they do. That's because, again, they're looking at you through their level of consciousness. So it's important to know. I'm going to pull two more. It could be more for your person. It could be some for you, Pisces. I'm going to try to pull for you, and let's just see. Nope, your person again. Substances, the unhealthy choices you have made with your body has affected me. So I think, again, the avoidance is what I was saying. Being stuck in the past, not wanting to feel the emotions, and having such a deep connection, and realizing that they handled the situation wrong with you, and now they're in separation. They're not getting what they wanted. They didn't play the game right, if it is not really even supposed to be a game. And that's the problem. I want to see, again, what love messages they may have for you, or what they're planning on doing. Let's see. This is the end. I feel like that's you. I feel like you've gotten to a place where you're like, this is the end. I also feel, because you're not giving in to them, they're trying to tell themselves, this is the end. This is the end. I know that this is the end. And part of them justifies it sometimes, and part of them is nervous. They almost want to stay in that justified place, because then they don't have to admit that they created this too. Because, again, they got in their own way with this relationship. Because of the past, they treated you poorly, and they thought you were going to just stick around and take it. And really, what happened is, it's the end. I want to work things out. And so that makes sense. When a person has a psychological reversal, there is a sense of fighting with the heart and the mind. So there is like, it's over. I want it over. It's the end. I feel like that's you. And I feel like, of course, as you're saying, I'm done, and detaching from this person, because remember, soulmate twin flames have that energetic connection. That's why there's a lot that happens in the 3D. Well, now your person feels that, and now they're afraid, because they didn't really want you to leave. They just wanted you to do all the work. They wanted you to settle for less. And now, of course, they want to work things out, which I would assume that would create a lot of emotional stress on your part. I wish I could take it back Yeah, because now your person realizes it's like I played all these games, and that's what I said. It's not uncommon. It's not uncommon for like a person to deliberately sabotage themselves, and right after that they do it, their whole headspace changes. Your person was coming because they suppress their emotions. Ironically, they do things from an emotional standpoint. So they got triggered within your relationship with them, most likely because you were asking to be treated equally. They threw a temper tantrum. They expected you to give them more. You didn't. So they played a lot of games. And now, of course, they're looking at you because you detached. And now they're seeing how great you are, Pisces. They're seeing that you're a catch, and they're saying, well, I want to work things out. Boy, do I look stupid. And that's what happens. Again, when we suppress our emotions, but we get triggered and we haven't done any shadow work, we don't realize that we're living more from an emotional standpoint, even though your person, Pisces, was acting with no emotion at all towards you. Ice cold logic, ice cold logic. I'm suppressing my emotions, and I'm going to suppress them through substances. I'm going to suppress them through escapism because they don't know how to deal with such a deep connection. It triggers them, it scares them. They feel as if they lose control. Twin flame. So again, twin flame relationships, what do? They pull out all like the gunk. And the gunk are like, again, our wounds that keep us limited, that block us from love, right? So you're getting someone you're crazy about, you're passionate about. That Promethean fire, like I said, is how this reading started off, which is that fiery and passionate energy of the twin flame. So but you're not giving in. So this person is getting so like angry, and they're obsessive because they can't walk away from love, even though they said this is the end. But then it's like, I want to work it out. And that's because they're not getting what they want. And so it's funny because, people tend to think that they can control love. Love is the only energy that can't be manipulated. It's the only energy. Unconditional love has no expectations. There is no ownership. And that's what soulmate twin flames are. That's why you feel like the other person. That's why when you're with that person, they feel like home, but they also know how to press your buttons. And they know how to press your buttons because a lot of times they're a reflection of yourself. Now, these just slid out, but I never, again, spiritual energy, there's no mistakes in the spiritual realm. Everything is perception. So again, we're going to take them just because they fell out that way. So is I have unwittingly sabotaged our connection, but I'm afraid of losing you. So again, this person usually plays a lot of games, head games, when they are connected to someone that they do have feelings for, because it keeps that person stuck. So energetically, they can stay connected. And so there's a lot that happens in the 3D normally with the person and whoever they have feelings for. So they don't never really play out a full relationship. There's a lot of detachment there. I act like I don't care when deep down I really do. And what was I saying? I was saying about how, there are no mistakes, because these are definitely the cards that for this reading, and you saw that they just fell out. So like I said, there is, in the spiritual realm, there's no mistakes. And as we can see, like this person, like acts like they don't care when they do. So everything is not as it appears. Everything's perception. So you can say, Pisces, if your person is like friends with you on Facebook and deliberately doesn't like any of your posts, they're ignoring you. They're acting like that they don't care. So in a reading with tarot cards, they might look like page energy, somebody that's very immature, but they're immature because emotionally, again, they're not intelligent, and they're not intelligent because they've gotten hurt around relationships, and they're kind of still stuck. And that's really what it said. It said, this person acts cruel mainly because what? They're stuck. And so that was that. And then there's making changes for the better. So understand that this soulmate twin flame relationship really is all about transformation, right? I mean, the hot, fiery passion. I mean, what is fire in alchemy? It transmutes negative energy. That's what the alchemists did. They transmuted energy. They made change with fire. That's the representation. Well, when we are connected to someone where there's this passion like that, that's this Promethean fire, right? It's like there's a lot of passion there, and there's a lot of unconditional love. And now that you walked away and you're in separation, well, now your person is looking at their life and they're making better changes for themselves. So not all soulmate twin flames are meant to be together. A lot of times they can't be together because they start off not on the same vibration a lot of times. But sometimes someone's like really on the lower end of a vibration and somebody else is on more on the higher end, and that spiritual test or soul's test. And now for this twin mate soulmate to karmic test would be Pisces, that you would have had to walk away from your person because they never would have learned the spiritual karmic lesson. For you, you must have had to learn self-love again, because when someone isn't treating you right and they're breadcrumbing you, but let's actually see if there's any more spiritual lessons. I mean, spiritual messages. There's a lot of always going to be spiritual lessons. Okay, I long for you, but can't express it. I'm trying to heal my childhood wound so I don't hurt you again. So it's again talking about their emotions. They can't do it. And that's again, that's because they were never allowed to. So they're again in a place of healing. That's what it keeps saying. I'm working on myself. They're in a place of making changes because there's realization that they sabotaged this relationship and that they still had feelings for the relationship because you played it differently. So of course they long for you because you're there again, soulmate twin flame. And of course they're nonstop thinking about it because they know that they didn't treat you right. So either way, whether they want to just move forward and not stay stuck in their life, they would have to apologize. Or if they want to move forward in a relationship with you, they would have to try and come forward. And that means express themselves. So any way you slice it, your person needs to knows they need to express it. And what they're saying is, I have a really hard time expressing it, and I can't right now. But what it's done is it's made me look and see why has it. Why can't I? You know, that's, and so sometimes that's why we have a soulmate or a twin flame relationship, mainly just to come in and teach us about what we need to learn. And for your person that you're connected to really needs to heal because, like I said, whoever they were connected to prior is dealing with them really harshly because again they have been in a relationship where they feel emotionally depleted. They feel as if it was a one-sided relationship. They feel as if they were breadcrumbed and then not appreciated to the point that the person's so angry and now your person did that to you. So this is the last card out, and this is just like the karmic. We want to know what the karmic ties are. And the karmic tie says, I've been giving my power away to people in my life. I'm learning to set boundaries. So your person didn't have a good sense of self, which happens a lot of times in childhood. If you were abused, if you were made to feel like there was, again, that you grew up in fear. It doesn't really matter what happened, but whatever happened to your person, it made them feel defective and not safe in relationships. And because of that, the karmic theme that keeps playing out within your person's life is that their relationships don't work out. People wind up walking away from them because their heart isn't open. And for the longest, they weren't willing to change. I believe because you walked away, Pisces, even though you may not wind up getting to be with this person, I know you will be blessed because you honored and loved yourself. And so many times once we do that, that's when something happens. Well, pull a card just to actually see what happens for you, because assuming that it's you that is, because roles could be reversed, but how I read it, we'll want to see what will happen with you. Only because right now your person that this, if you're going to get back together with this person, they're going to be somewhere down the line. It's definitely not in this storyline because they're healing. They're in a place where they know that they have to heal. And the karmic tie is the fact that they need to create themselves. They need to get a good sense of self by learning how to listen to their higher self, to walk through the fire, to look fear in the face, and really to grow better character. Your person was staying limited because that's what happens when you try not to express your emotions, right? You don't want to feel. So when you're doing that, you're only coming from part of a perception. If I'm only thinking about things mentally, and I'm never like taking into consideration the emotional aspect of the situation, and just then I'm not always going to handle my life experiences right. And we have to know when it's appropriate. Now this card flew out. This is the 8 of Wands, so reign of activity. And I was asking what you're doing, because again, your person's healing. And so how did this leave, and how did it affect you, and how I really feel that it affected you, because it did affect you, Pisces. It hurt you emotionally, but I feel like you put that emotional energy into purpose. I believe the reign of activity was you saw friends more, you networked more, you worked more on your business, even some of you worked on your health, some of you guys traveled. So again, there was a reign of activity because you didn't put the energy into this person. So I believe the mirroring energy that you and your twin mate have was you both had a lack of identity. You might have lived safe and worked and it does your due diligence in every area of your life, but there was a lack of passion in your life, and your passion comes from your unique individuality, your identity. Where are you putting your time, your energy, your focus, your money? What are you growing in your life? And your person, like I said, didn't look like they were putting energy into really anything, but there was still a sense of that they lived very much from that logical linear business mindset. So I felt like they also don't have that much passion in their life as far as identity and hobbies and interests, but I felt like they were pretty set within their job, where I feel like the energy that you were creating was more within your job. The Empress, so there's again, and like it came out reversed, so there was also a sense of you're still dealing with it a little bit. So there's a sense of not really trusting people also, and just wanting to be in full control. And also, but then I got pulled the Justice card. So which was upright. So there's a sense that you feel that things balance out. There's almost like a sense of saying, well, this person was my soulmate twin flame. It didn't work out. I didn't get what I wanted with this person. And you're not willing to run out and meet someone, but you're almost, because you're putting the energy more into yourself, and your justice, I feel like, comes from the fact that your person learned, and they learned the fact that they're not allowed to just come into your life and hand you passion without any depth, that they're not allowed to come in for a good time, but not a long time. Where that's your person like to do that because, again, emotionally, they're not intelligent. But they feel sorry and they are healing. And there is a sense of you again. And this person could one day like connect somewhere down the line. But right now, this energy is all about you just still creating yourself, still in this energy of reign of activity, of still feeding yourself. And that's part of giving yourself self-love. That's part of your healing, because your soulmate twin flame didn't give you what you needed emotionally. And so that's your test. Again, you possibly could have grown up in the same type of environment where your family emotionally didn't give you what you needed, and you didn't create enough of self, but you're doing it now, where your person grew up the same way, but they have different wounds and need to work differently. And it's not uncommon for soulmate twin flames to be in separation for long periods of time and then get back together again somewhere down the line, but not in this storyline. In this storyline, I believe that both parties are still healing. They're just healing in a different way. Now, if you resonated with this message, Pisces, give me a like, comment the word healer in your comment bar, subscribe to the channel. And that is, if you want to win a free reading, you'd comment. If not, and you just like the videos, just comment. You don't have to comment, just like and subscribe. I'm gonna get this right. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.